Good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a good Tuesday so far. Are you all ready for the holidays? I'm not, just spoiler alert, but I'm just gradually putting things aside. We are going up to Canada for Christmas to spend time with my husband's parents, so my parents-in-law, and our son will also be up in Canada, so we will be seeing him too. But that means less decorating here and more trip planning prep to leave. So you have to kind of just start putting some things aside that you need to and want to take up. So that is kind of my strategy. I've been starting to put piles of things together that I need to take up, and I just hope we have good weather because we're driving this time. So what are your holiday plans? Are you planning near or far? Are you all decorated? Let me know. And today is Casing Tuesday, and we will be making a card today based on the Casing Tuesday sketch of the day. So let's take a look at that. And if you are new here, Casing Tuesday just means that we are copying a card out of the catalog, but we're giving it a makeover at the same time. Sorry, my voice. Let me have a swallow of water. Let's see if that calms it down. Yes, that's a little better. So we just give the card a little bit of a makeover, and you can make the card exactly as it appears in the catalog, or you can use the layers, the sketch, the layout to create your own card. And most of us create our own card, but it is just a great exercise for beginners and for advanced stampers to exercise our brains and come up with a card based on someone else's original design. And so we do this every week, and we have a Facebook group, and you are welcome to share what you create on that Facebook group. So it is interactive. You can leave a comment, you can go and just lurk and look and see what everyone else is doing. But I always feel like it's best if you participate and you do it, because that's how you're going to learn and that's how you're going to grow. And it's just a fun exercise to have to play along with every week. And we pretty much, I don't think we ever skip a week. We have cards going every single week, even during the holidays. So it's always there. If you're interested in finding the Facebook group, if you have trouble, just look in the description of the video. I have it linked for you down there. So let's take a look at today's card. I think I pulled it up. Here we go. Here is today's card. It's a very simple layout. There's a lot of stuff going on, but very simple layout, and we'll break that down in a second. And this particular paper is it is retiring. We have a lot of things that are retiring right now. They're on the last chance list, and some of them are on sale. Now, if you're thinking of placing a purchase, I might want to tell you to hold off until tomorrow, because for 3 days, starting tomorrow, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, we are having free shipping on orders of $75 or more. The only thing is, now we had the last chance list came out, I think last week. I think it was last week, yes. So make sure that you order early, because now people are going to be like, "Ooh, I wanted that paper and it's on sale." But now combined with the free shipping, there might be more orders going in, so things might sell out now. So make sure you plan. If there's certain things you want that are still around, make sure you plan for your order early tomorrow. And ordering opens at midnight for the free shipping, midnight Mountain Time. So those of you on Pacific Standard Time, it will be not so bad for you. For me, it's like 2 a.m. in the morning. But if you want to, it's a great time to place an order when we have free shipping. And if you are a customer of mine, and I have a special coupon that is going to be emailed out as well, just to my customers that they can use tomorrow. It's my annual Christmas coupon. So it's a little different this year, but I will be mailing that out today so that you know what that is all about. All right, let's take a look at the sketch. I have digressed. So here is the sketch. Look, very easy. If you don't like crooked layers, just straighten them out. That's fine. If the layers aren't exactly the size, you can change them. You can even make your layers, delete a layer if you don't need one. I did that. I didn't put on a greeting layer on my card front. So you take it, this is the starting point, and then you make it your own. And this is about learning. And so don't worry if your card doesn't turn out exactly the way you want it to. The only way that you're going to improve is to practice. Muscle memory and repetitive working through problems over and over again. That's where it's going to help you. All right, let's look at my card. So today I wanted to use, this is a new bundle for me, and most of the time I do not buy Christmas bundles in December, but this bundle, it's called Homemade Treats. I'll show it to you in a second. It is carrying over for at least a little while, and I had wanted to get it. It just never made it onto my order, but I loved it, and I especially love it too. It goes nicely hand in hand with the gingerbread man bundle, and because it's got the little tiny little gingerbreads, and so some people have been doing a combination with the gingerbread man and this, and it is just, it's kind of sweet. So I wanted to get it. I like the little cookie sheet and just the little kitchen paraphernalia. And this goes nicely to maybe you're making homemade treats and you're putting on a tag. So this is a great one if you're going to do little tags. I'll show it to you in a second. And this one, you know, this is a very busy card front, and I tend to have a clearer focal point on my cards. And this one is a little bit busier than I normally do, but I think it works for a Christmas scene, and it really looks like someone's baking cookies and has scattered cookie supplies all over the place. And sometimes my kitchen gets really messy when I am making Christmas cookies. So this is I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of a fun kind of Christmas scene. So I'm not too bothered by the lack of a very clear focal point. It still is on the gingerbread man because we've got that silver foil that's kind of being the light source for the eye to look into there. But we do have some other white objects, like the oven mitt has white around it, the candy cane has white around it. So they're all kind of drawing the eye in, but I still think, I think it still works in terms of the layout. I did not put a greeting on here, pretty much only because the greetings in this bundle are large, and they didn't really fit on the front. So a greeting would have worked on here if it had been smaller, and I just didn't want to add another bundle into the mix or another stamp set. So that's why there is no greeting on the front, but you could easily substitute out one of the items like the oven mitt or the rolling pin and put a greeting instead, like on the original card. So we'll be making this card today, and I'll show you the inside after we're done making the outside. Is there anything else I need to tell you? I always feel like there's things that I have forgotten to tell you, but just keep in mind the free shipping starting tomorrow, because I know Stampin' Up! we'll get slammed with orders, so that's another reason to order early to make sure your order gets there. I think they said December 9th is kind of the last day, which is actually today, that they can they're trying to guarantee Christmas delivery. So tomorrow might be pushing it a little bit, but, free shipping, you can't beat free shipping because Stampin' Up! Doesn't offer it too often. So, gather your thoughts. You can even put stuff in your cart right now and get it ready to go so that you can trigger, the free shipping once you log in again. Tomorrow, it should trigger the free shipping for you. You don't have to put everything into your cart again, so you can already do some of your searching today and getting your cart ready today, and then just wake up early, or if you're a night owl, you can place your order right when it goes live at midnight Mountain Time. All right, enough talking. Let's get to some stamping, and I will say hello to all of you afterwards. Let's go to my other camera. And let's start off. You can kind of see there's a lot of stamping going on in this card. So and we're also going to be doing some die cutting. But let's do the stamping so we can do the die cutting. And so we'll need some little pieces of basic white. You know what? I kind of already stamped some gingerbread men and candy canes, so maybe we'll just use those, and then we'll just stamp. I did this because sometimes there's little errors in stamping, like there might be like a little bald spot where you didn't stamp so well. So I just take leftover strips. I'm sure you have these. I have a box of little extra leftover pieces of basic white that I just use for this purpose. This is when I use it, and I pull these little tiny scraps out and I use them right now. So we're gonna do the rolling pin in crumb cake ink. So I always take a quick look to make sure it looks nice and inky. And we're just going to stamp that down. And these red rubber stamps are some of the last we will ever see with Stampin' Up! Because we are switching to all photopolymer, which I know I do love photopolymer, but we started off with red rubber, so I'm still a little nostalgic with the red rubber. Really, it's like a beautiful stamping experience in terms of how the ink is on top of the stamp and how it stamps. But the problem is rubber is a natural resource that is now harder to source. So it kind of forced the hand of Stampin' Up! And they had to switch to doing all photopolymer. I think we'll have, after the annual catalog retires, we will be into all photopolymer, and I don't think they're bringing out any more. I think we no longer have any more new red rubber stamps. So this is kind of the last of the red rubber. Okay, so we've got a rolling pin, an oven mitt, we've got 3 candy canes, 2 gingerbread men. So I think we're going to be good. And then we're going to, before I forget, I'm going to grab, I have a little piece of silver foil that we're going to use for the cookie sheet. So we're just going to put these all aside, and we're going to bring out our little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This is just handy. Maybe you're traveling over the holidays and you want to do some stamping. This would be a good machine to bring along. Well, maybe not on a plane, but I mean, you could take it on a plane if you wanted to, but if I needed one, this would be great to travel with. All right, my mother-in-law does have a die cutting machine though, so I could use hers, so I don't need to bring one along. Okay, so these are the plates that come with the machine, and I just always like to explain this in case you're new to me. the mini machines, all die cutting machines are, they can be tighter, they can be looser. There's just kind of a little bit of nuances. So it's always a little bit of, you have to get to know your machine. Is it a tight machine? Is it a loose machine? And my machine, this one is a tight one. And so originally when I used the number 1 plate, it was too tight. And so I did not like my machine, put it aside. Months later, I come to find out from a fellow demonstrator that you can use the number 3 plate and it's a little thinner. And that just, it was magic. And now I don't have any problems anymore. So you can use the number 3 plate if your machine is a little looser. You can start off trying with the number 1 plate because, you know, it's weird, but some people can use the number 1 plate. I don't believe them, but it is true. And then you're going to put a clear plate on the bottom, and then we're going to reserve another clear plate, another 2 plate for the top. And now we're just going to die cut. So we'll put our silver here. And if you're doing a rectangle or something straight and you have the opportunity, first of all, I just left this on here as a reminder that I was going to cut the cookie sheet out of here. But if you have cardstock that's hanging over, you know, you might want to just snip that down because it's harder with too many things hanging off your machine. I like to put it on a little bit of an angle because it goes through the machine a little easier if possible. Sometimes there's not enough room to put something on an angle, and then you just have to deal with the clunky noises that come with the roller going over a big straight edge at one chance. So here's our little cookie sheet. It's so cute. And I'm going to save this little bit of silver scrap because sometimes I have to punch a small star or something, and this is a good size. It's about 1 inch. So we're not going to save this. I used to, when I used to do classes, some of my classmates or class members would tease me and say, "Do you want me to keep this for you?" And I'm like, "No, not that." They knew I wouldn't want to keep that, but I did keep smaller scraps. Okay, I'm keeping on chatting, keeping on going. So next up, we're going to do the oven mitt. And if you have trouble like keeping your pieces centered and straight, you can always use some of this labeling and cover up tape, or just take the top of a Post-it note and use it to anchor your piece. Now, I feel like maybe I could do this without the tape. So let's see. And I get that kind of set. Let's see if I can do this without the tape. Let's give it a whirl. See how it was more on a straight edge and it made more crackly noises? That is not bad. Not bad. Okay. And then we're going to do the rolling pin. I think we're going to do it like that on an angle. Let's see. Sometimes when you're starting out and you have very straight cutting plates, it's very easy to not use an anchor like tape or something. But then as your cutting plates curl a little bit, it's harder to put the top plate on without shifting the die. So you just kind of want to put it on straight down. And then if it does shift, I think mine shifted a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, it did a little bit. But it's gonna be a keeper. And then let's see how we do with the gingerbread men. Now the gingerbread men, we have 2 gingerbread men die, so we can do double cutting at the same time. That was nice of them to think about that. Okay, let's see if I can get both of these in the right spot, and then get that clear plate on there without shifting the dies. Let's see, can we do it? Not bad. Not bad. I will give myself a minus. And then candy canes. So here we go. I just glanced over, and Mary said she just ordered this bundle. You know, I never order Christmas bundles this late because there's very little time left to showcase them. And so if it was retiring, I wasn't going to order it, but it didn't retire. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to get it. And I have an idea for Friday that I want to use with this bundle. So if you hang with me for my Friday 3D, it involves like it's going to involve baking. So that is what my plan is. We'll see if I'm able to execute on that plan. It kind of depends, because I've got an idea, and sometimes my ideas don't work out. That's you know, when you're creative, not all your ideas are going to work out, and so some of them don't work out. So we'll see. But that is the plan. I was actually going to do that one last week, but there was I needed the bundle, and oops, and I didn't order the bundle on time, so I knew that was coming late, and I needed one other thing. So I was like, do I still do it? Do I not do it? Wow, the brain power that it takes to make all those decisions. Like sometimes, you know, I spend more time placing an order, just trying to decide. It's so hard. All right, because I always order stuff and I have a project in mind. Like I usually don't order anything unless I can envision at least one 3D project with it, because if I can't even envision it on first glance, then it's probably not going to happen. Okay, we've got all our little pieces here. So now we can start building our card. Shove those aside. We're going to start off with a real red. It's my favorite Christmas red, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored in half at the 4.25 inch mark already. And then we're just going to fold this in half. And I took the little candy cane and my real red ink pad. And I don't know if you noticed on here, it's very, very subtle, but someone who gets the card will see it. Maybe it won't show up as well on the photos, but I'm telling you, it's just like a tone on tone. And the cool thing about this is, even if your pattern is like not that creative, and really I'm just gonna kind of do tumbling candy canes, like just along the edge. And yes, maybe it will look cooler if I had some of them coming off the edge, but what I'm trying to do actually is just make this easy on myself. You know, at this point, Christmas cards, this time of year, you know, we're getting close to crunch time, aren't we? You know, it's getting down. I know it's still a week away. I did this last time too, kind of. Oh no, now I have red all over my work surface. Okay, excuse me for 1 second. Well, I grab a tissue and some rubbing alcohol and I clean that up, because red likes to stain on my surface. So there's lots of stuff on my work surface. Yuck. Okay. I clean this every once in a while, but you know, it's a process. It's constant. Okay. There we go. And that is probably just a little bit of alcohol that got on there. That will probably dry. In any case, I think that might be covered up by the designer series paper. Okay. That is Royal Red. And then we're going to grab Mossy Meadow, and this is 4.25 by 3.25. and we're going to grab a piece of designer series paper. A lot of our designer series paper is now on last chance. I didn't want to use paper that was retiring, because you know what happens to me if I pick that paper by the next day that's gone. So I just use paper that is still around and has been around for a while. It's actually, it's this paper here. I've got a full pack and a half pack, and I bought many packs of this. It's called Timeless Plaid. It's got a bunch of different plaids in it, not necessarily Christmas plaids. I would say more fall, like even into spring. Let me grab my, okay, this is my scraps of the Timeless Plaid, because I've bought so many packs and I made so many different things out of them. Thank you cards, 3D projects. So you can kind of see it's, I don't know, there's got some fall plaids, and even some of the blues and the greens could be used for spring. So there's just a lot of different plaids in there. Plaid is such a kind of, I like it because it's kind of a neutral background, and it's good to have it on hand because it works with many different seasons. And look how nicely this looks on our Christmas card. It is a nice neutral green pattern. So this piece is 4 inches by 3 inches. So we're just going to adhere both of them together. You know, I love that our designer series paper is double-sided. Usually if you don't like one pattern, the front pattern, you're going to like the other pattern. So it kind of gives you 2 shots for the paper. All right, so we've got that. It looks kind of like a checkerboard. Ah, yes, look, that little spot from before it dried. It was rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol dries quickly. Okay, so we're just going to pop this on the center of the card. And then we're going to grab our little cookie sheet. Cookie sheet's going to be centered, because this would, there were kind of 2 layers on the other card, and it actually went this direction, and I turned mine to be horizontal, a landscape card versus portrait. But there were 2 layers, and I added an extra layer. Actually, I don't know, I just felt like it needed a little something. And then I just kind of start off with the cookies in the center. You could add more if you wanted to. I think if you wanted to, like say you wanted to make this into a like a different card, like a portrait card. We could kind of do a portrait card too, right? We could do it like this. I might want to add like 1 more cookie there. We did that. How do you like that? Should I make this one into should I make this one into going the other direction? Let me know. Tell me if you want vertical or horizontal. Horizontal was my original card. Do you want me to make this one into like a vertical card? We could. And if we do that, I probably need to stamp another gingerbread man. I mean, I don't have to, but while you're thinking about that, I'm going to stamp another one just in case we want to do vertical. So I don't know. It's okay to change your mind partway through, right? Let's see. I'm gonna stamp more than one, because I know I'm gonna hopefully use this again. And if not, that's okay. But it's kind of fun. Let me pop this. Oh. Let's slide this through. Okay. You're thinking horizontal or vertical. We're just gonna pop this on here. I'm gonna pop. I need to stand when I die cut. find it easier. Oh, it goes back in there. Just because I need to make sure my dies are like right on top. Oh, I did a pretty good job. Okay, so we could put like a third one on here. I think 4 would be like too many, especially since I'm planning on putting the oven mitt down there. Let's see. All right, people say they're liking both. Let's do the vertical because we already have a horizontal. Let's change things up a little bit. Okay. All right, and I'm gonna switch this around so it kind of looks like this is like a shadow maybe. Okay. We'll do the vertical. I didn't even think about doing it that way. And you know, when I put cookies like out on a cookie sheet, you know, rolled cookies, I just put them on wherever they fit, right? I just turn them around in all different directions. So, you know, wherever they fit, they go. Okay. Don't you find it kind of funny? Like you've got your layout, all right, you like it, right? And then you go and glue everything, and it doesn't fit back the same way that you had it laid out, and it doesn't look as good as when you had it just kind of laid out randomly, scattered. It's just the way that is. Oh, those are so cute. They really are cute little gingerbread men. I'm gonna just pop that down there. Okay, and I kind of want the candy canes kind of randomly scattered like that. That is kind of like the idea. It's supposed to be, you know, a little bit all over the place. And that one I think I'm gonna have up there. Do I flip it like that? I might flip it like that. Trying to not have all my candy canes going in the same direction. Okay. The rolling pin should be easy. It's funny how I just automatically thought that the rolling, like the cookie sheet, should be horizontal and not vertical. Trying to decide where to put you. Kind of like that. All right. Okay, that looks kind of cute. I love it. Let's grab. So these have been very popular and they're sticking around. They come in. I use these on thank you cards, so I have almost obliterated a sheet of these. But these are the faceted snowflakes. They come in the clear, the green, and the red, and they have 2 sizes. I have used up all the sizes in the green and the red, the large, and then I just have some of these remaining. So let's have fun. I'm gonna use this green is a kind of like a evergreen green, like a blue green, which doesn't really go so nicely with old olive, which is kind of a yellow green. So we're gonna use the red and the clear on here. So I kind of just need to decide. They're gonna kind of be like the little sprinkles. They're like little star sprinkles. And I'm gonna put another, oh, come here. I'm gonna put one right up top there. Like that. I usually like to do 3. So just kind of, you know, just kind of hanging out around the card. And then we're gonna have to figure out how to do the inside, because this was my inside for the horizontal card. And now we need to kind of figure out how we want to lay out the vertical. I think we're doing the same size layer. Yeah, it's 3 3/4 by 5. So I do like this greeting. It is, it's beginning to taste a taste like Christmas. I like that. So we're going to use that again. Shift it down. And as I said before, I like to, when I'm writing my cards, I like to put the person's name up at the top and then write a little message underneath the stamped message. So I'm laying this out like I would like to do. If you're selling cards, you might want to center yours because that might make more sense. I'm going to put this up near the top because they might go, oh, why is the greeting not centered? But for you, it makes sense. But for someone else, it doesn't make sense. All right. And we're going to grab the little gingerbread man. And I think we're going to just pop him up there. Oh, he's so cute. So cute. And then, there is something to be said for just stamping. It just makes my heart happy because it is so fast and you need hardly any skills. Like, it's such a quick art form to pick up, right? And you don't have to draw. I love it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy just to even stamp an envelope, I will say. So I'm doing a little bit less stamping around the greeting here. I kind of wanted to fill up this dead space on the side, which I knew I wouldn't write in. But now I feel like I probably will write in this whole area. So I just wanted to have a little bit of stamping around there. Okay, so I usually do 10 folds. I was trying to open the card from the bottom. All right, let's stick this in here. I think this is such a cute card. And really on this card, it's like the stamps and the dies that do all the cuteness work for you. It makes me want to go bake cookies right now. There. Those are the two insides. Like that. And I did take a photo of the inside, and it's sitting on my blog in case you want to go back. Not that this is like the be all and the end all. It's just sometimes, we're so busy and crazy in a hurry that we can't even think how we're going to do the inside. So sometimes it's just nice if someone shows you a layout that you can copy very easily, right? I like to do that a lot in my life too. It's just handy when there's a video of someone showing you how to do something and you don't have to think and you can just do. So that's why I did it, and I know it's simple, but hopefully it will give some of you some inspiration. And look at how cute they are. And the cookie sheet does have that detail on it. When the light lands on it flat, it obliterates some of the detail. But you can see it's got the little rim all the way around. The little cookies are on there. And it just looks like, a very happy kitchen with all the different little elements on there. It's just fun. This was a fun card to make. And that's, I love stamping because it is just, it's just an easy art form. And it's just fun to put all those little things together. It's fun to copy people's cards too. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can copy my card or copy someone else's card, because they're out there on the internet. So go ahead and get some stamps and start copying some cards. Play along on our Casing Tuesday challenge, and love to see your cards. All right, I'm going to say hello to all of you. But before I do, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Anytime you interact with this video, say you share it with a friend, that helps me get seen by other people. And I appreciate that so much. I work really hard to bring some creative 3Ds to you on Fridays, and I know there's always people looking for those. So please share my videos. I want other people to be able to make my projects. All right, let's say hello to everyone. I think we're going to have the cold theme again. It is very cold here. I did not look at the Fahrenheit temperature, but it was minus 12 Celsius here in Boston this morning. And as soon as I saw that, I had an inkling that's what it was going to be. I was like, dear husband, would you like to go on the treadmill first? And so he snagged the treadmill first while I showered. I was like, yeah, we do not have a dog right now. So we are walking on the treadmill and just enjoying the view of the cold outside. And so, yeah, it's cold. Marge is right. Hello, Marge. Hello, Nancy from Maryland. And she says it's also cold. She says, should get out the cookie cutters and turn the oven on. I love baking. Like it's so much fun. I especially love baking cookies and sweets. Yes, lots of fun. But I have work to do too, so can't just bake all the time. Hello, there's Mary from Indiana, cold Indiana. Hello, Deborah. And she says it's also chilly in Virginia Beach. And she has a coating of snow. No way. You're not supposed to get snow in Virginia Beach. Good morning, Valerie. Hello, Ellie. And she says in Connecticut, the low temps are breaking records. It is early for this kind of cold. And my house, our siding is almost done now. We have one wall left to do. This week, I'm hoping they're going to finish up for the most part. There's still going to be some little things I'm sure that need to be still accomplished, but that one wall needs siding and it's going to have a window replacement. But the house is actually feeling a little bit warmer. Except when it's so cold out, it doesn't always feel like as warm as it probably would. Having had the siding done, I think the air sealing on the house is a little bit better. So it would be even colder in this house today if we hadn't had that done. Still one wall left and one window left, so hopefully that will make a big difference too. Janine says, good morning. Life is a snow mound, Indiana. Oh my goodness. Hello, Marianne. I hope you have warmer weather in Texas. Hello, Tanya from Florence, Kentucky. Hello, Mary. Hello, Denise. So Denise asks where I'm going. I'm going up to Ontario, Canada. My parents live there. Our son was born in Ontario. So, yeah, we're going to head up across the border, and my son's girlfriend is Canadian, and so she's she works in the U.S. She's an engineer, so she's here on a visa, and so they are going to be up in Canada. They're flying in from San Francisco, so we will snag Nicholas from Caroline, and then we will give him back when we leave, and they're spending a little bit more time up in Canada than we are, but yeah, you know what, Canada for Christmas is awesome. My mother-in-law, she loves to decorate for the holidays, and so her place is just, it's beautiful to be in, and I think if we were staying here, I'd put more of an effort into my holiday decorating, but I kind of feel like I'm going to be gone for the most critical time, so I don't put the effort into putting up so many decorations, so it's going to be wonderful. All right, hello, T. Hello, Lois. Hello, Tina. Hello, Kathy from Middle Tennessee. Tanya says, very cute card. Kathy said she used my suggestion of the number 3 plate, and it has made a world of difference. Oh, good. I'm so glad, because that really, the difference on the mini machine, I hated. And that's a strong word, but I hated my machine. I used it once, and it would not roll through, and I was very disappointed because I had so looked forward to having a small machine. And it sat there, I think, for 6 months until we had a special. It was a few years ago. We had a special on, I guess it was, I don't know if it was small embossing folders and the mini machine. And I was like, I don't know. I talked to my other business-minded friends. I'm like, I can't promote this. Like, I do not like my machine. And that's when someone said there is an easy solution. You know, you don't need to buy anything else. It comes with a machine. And so it was just like eye-opening. So if you have any other friends that are stuck with that, make sure they know about it. I talk about it every time I use my mini machine because like some people don't know, and it would be too bad to have this wonderful piece of equipment that people felt that it was awful to use. So yay. Candy says she's working while listening. Well, hello Kathy, good morning to you. Hello Verblue. Okay, we already went over the vertical, horizontal. Kathy says she jumped on, she's planning a trip. I use a laundry basket or two and drop things in them. Yes, that's a good idea. I have done that too. I also have these green bins from a grocery store called Loblaws in Canada. They're a little bit smaller than a grocery, like a laundry basket. They have President's Choice on the side, and I don't use them so much for shopping here just because of the way the carts are designed here, the shopping carts. But I do use them when I'm like prepping to put stuff. Like I am planning to maybe do some cookie baking once I get up to Canada because we're heading in a few days before Christmas. So I'm bringing up some supplies just to have them on hand. So to make my life easier. And so I've already put a little pile aside for that. I put our pile aside. We like to make gingerbread houses. The past 2 years, Nicholas, Caroline, and I, my husband, we have made gingerbread houses. And it's a lot of fun. It's a very fun, creative little thing to do. And so I'm going to bring up the gingerbread houses. I'm bringing up extra piping bags because I do not like the icing that comes with the gingerbread houses. So I'm going to make my own up there. And that makes me happier. It's like easier. And then anyway, I have to bring up supplies for that and extra candy and all of that. It's going to be so much fun. I will try and post a picture to my email list on our little gingerbread house making endeavors once we've got those done. All right. But Kathy, like laundry baskets are excellent for that. And my little green bins, that's what I use. Tanya says, such an adorable card. Love the gingerbread men bundles. Me too. I love gingerbread, so it goes hand in hand. Lois says the cards are so cute. Thank you. Candy, you can't brag that it's mid-60s in Southwest Florida. Like that's almost like the perfect temperature. Not too hot at all, but just perfect. You might need maybe a little sweater going out or a little jacket, but that would be nice here. They'd probably finish the work on our house faster if it was 60 degrees. But, oh my goodness. Well, you enjoy being in Florida. I know it gets super hot there at certain times of the year. So this is your time of year to be happy with the beautiful weather. And here is someone whose username is KS Gingerbread. So, surely you must love gingerbread bundles. And she says, good morning from Kansas, where it is 44 degrees. It is cold. It's cold in a big chunk of the U.S. today. So stay warm today. Maybe bake some cookies. The oven will warm up your kitchen. And I'm going to work on my project for Friday. I'm hoping it will work, and if not, I'll pivot and we'll do something different. I usually don't like to do Christmas projects this late, but this one I kind of want to launch before Christmas. I think it might be still useful to some people, and if not this year, it will be useful next year. All right. I hope you all have a great week. I hope to see some of you on Friday morning. Don't forget about free shipping. That starts tomorrow, Wednesday the 10th, and it runs for 3 days. And it's on orders of $75 or more. If you're one of my customers, watch for my email. I have an extra little special something for you that you can that you will earn for placing an order in December. All right, I hope to see some of you on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.